All right. First question, is this clickbait? No, this isn't clickbait. Yes, I did double this brand's monthly revenue over this last weekend. I break down literally every step of the way, every strategy that I used, all the reasonings for it, what I did each day to prepare and kind of get them set up for this. So if you have any questions, make sure to let me know. Watch the video all the way through. And if you're a brand trying to grow or increase your revenue, I'll leave my Instagram in the description. Just send me a DM and I'll get back to you right away. But let's get started. Let's get into it. Hunker down. It's a long video.
Let's get right into this. So this is pre-drop, what their stats were looking like: $29,894 in sales across the month of March. For this drop, we have no pre-drop ads, which if you know me, I say that pre-drop is so important and I'll stand by that. But in this case, it just wasn't what we were doing. Um, because nobody's expecting this drop, I have to focus on targeting an audience that I know is going to purchase, which in this case I used lookalike audiences, interest stacks, and content viewer retargeting. Another type of promotion we did was Instagram promo, so basically just paying or asking other Instagram pages to post your product to their audience. Um, and I'll explain why that's so important in just a minute. So first is the cold conversion. Why did we use these ad campaigns? Why do we use a cold conversion? A broad audience. This gives Meta the freedom to find buyers based on behavior, not just targeting. So it's great for scaling if the creative is strong, and it can uncover audiences you didn't think about targeting. Basically, this is a super important campaign that I'm always going to run all the time. Not all the time, but in every scenario, I'm going to want a cold conversion, um, a broad audience, and I'll also explain why that's what this thing is over here. So next is our interest stack. Why do we use this? We use this to target niche interests that align with your brand. This is good to back up your cold conversion if it's not performing, and sometimes it's cheaper than your lookalike audience or your cold conversion. But basically, it's best for testing specific market segments and building a branded audience feel. So basically, if you're selling baseball related products, you know that baseball is an interest that your audience resonates with. So when you target your ads towards people who like baseball, you know that you're probably going to have a better conversion than just random people across the internet. Next is our lookalike audience. This leverages Meta's algorithm to find people similar to recent engagers. Most important word here is similar. There's higher intent than just the interest in the cold conversion because these people are similar to people who we already know are interested. So this is a sweet spot between cold traffic and retargeting. If this is retargeting over here and this is cold traffic over here, random audiences have never seen the product before. People who see the product and have engaged with the product, this is where lookalike is. Lookalike. So it's it's amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Lookalike audiences are great. Here we have retargeting. Retargeting is also a major player that I'll always run. This retargets past visitors. You can set it to whatever you want, whether you want it in the past 7 days, 30 days. There's benefits and drawbacks to whatever you pick, but basically you're hitting people who are already familiar with the brand but didn't buy. You can include purchasers, but it's smart to exclude purchasers from your retargeting sometimes because maybe they're not going to purchase 100 times a month. You know what I'm saying? So this is good for urgency-based creatives. Basically, if limited edition or almost sold out or fresh restock, basically you're recapturing window shoppers. So you're reminding your past visitors that the drop is live. So basically, this right here is your retargeting. This is going to always do amazing because it's people who are familiar with your product, people who like your business, and they're coming back or have already engaged with you. This right here is going to be the lookalike. This is supposed to be a dartboard. I forgot to explain that here. This is a little pin. It's hanging on the wall. So this right here is your most similar audience to your, what do you call it, ideal customer, right? Next out here is going to be your interest stack, little step out, and then out here is going to be your cold. But actually, the cold is more like it throws randomly across the dartboard, and you might hit and you might not. That's not exact, explanation of how these work, but it might be easy to understand if this is your first time thinking or seeing ad campaigns. But basically, Cold conversion is also, on top of finding new audiences, it's going to feed the retargeting pools with fresh traffic, because eventually you will run out of people to retarget if you're not introducing new people. And this is also why it's growing your brand, is because we're keeping this pool fresh. Same thing over here, the IG promo. People who interact with yours after the promotion are going to get retargeted with ads. So let's go. Day one, we did $9,464 in sales. That is amazing. Day one. Ad spend didn't fully deliver, which there's a few reasons for this. The drop happened at 2 p.m. and also, sometimes ads just take a second to process. So even though I had them scheduled to come in, they might have just taken a little bit to get started, and that's just always how it goes. So we had good returns with ABO. What is ABO, if you are wondering? This basically means this is your campaign, this is your ad set, and then under each of these you have your ads. So ABO is setting the budget like this. I want this one to have $80. I want this one to have $60. I want this one to have $100. This is ABO. So these three ads will get this $80 to spend, these three ads will get this $60 to spend, and these three ads will get this $100 to spend. Why that's important is I'm going to explain what I switched it to. I turned it off of that. But we had good returns with ABO. This was great. I kept budget the same, or I slightly increased it. This is more so just what you guys can do if you're in this situation. But basically, kill underperforming ad sets right away. And when I say right away, I mean you have to give it a little bit of time. But if the drop happened at 2 p.m. and you check back at 4 p.m. and you have an ad set with $100 in spend and 0 purchases, or even just one purchase of I don't even know if it's $200. I guess 2x isn't that bad, but if you're under 2x, take it off. Just kill it. And that's okay. Typically, you want to let them run, but if it's just hogging spend like that, just kill it. So what did I do the next morning? I checked at 11 a.m. to see if the returns were good. Why 11 a.m.? Because I wanted the ads to have enough data and spend into them in order for my changes to make sense. So if that is our clock, that's how I think of it in my head, right? So it had that much time cycle. That's why I picked 11 a.m. Returns were good. Everything was looking good. I switched to CBO. All right, what is CBO? This is where you start making some good money. So CBO is, if this is our setup like this, again with the 3 ads in each of these ad sets, instead of saying 60, 80, 100, I'm just going to say that this is 250. And this will get spread out into the best performing ad sets. So this is our budget. It'll get spread out into the best ones. So maybe this one ad, for some reason, is doing really well. This one ad might get $100 in spend across all of these, even though there's a $250 budget. But it's because this one's the best performing. If this one's at a 5x, you're going to want that one to get the most spend. So when you're working with higher budgets and you're trying to scale quickly, CBO is going to allow you to do that. I tweaked some of the ad sets slightly, like the retargeting, just to make sure they were working. So what does this lead into? Day 2, end of day 2, we did $14,832. That is incredible. Day 2. We actually did more than on drop day, which is amazing. So all of the visitors from our promotion the first day are getting retargeted now, which is why it was so important to do the IG promo and to run the retargeting ad sets there, because now all these people, along with our actual audience, are getting retargeted. And I know you guys are going to ask, the lookalike audience performed the best. That isn't always going to be the case. I think the lookalike was at like a 7x or a 10x return on ad spend. So that's just incredible. I don't know. It was just booming. It was absolutely booming. 14,000 day 2 is great. That brings us to day 3. Wasn't too eventful. It was a Sunday. Sundays are never too, crazy. It's usually Fridays and Saturdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays that perform the best. $6,000 still is amazing. I did lower the budget because the ads are going to dip in performance, and there's no point in having, say, $400 in ad spend on a day that you know is going to underperform. Just cut the budget. It'll be fine. We still got good returns. Pause some of the underperforming ad sets and then just turn them back on later in the week. But let's just do a quick recap so I don't keep this too long. Where am I going? Recap. Good targeting, good creatives, good funnel, a good offer is going to make you a lot of money. Lot of money. All right. I think we just did the recap here. Lots of money. So here, before March 1st to the 27th, that's almost the whole month, we did $29,894. All right. This is our after. Just in the weekend, from the 28th to the 30th, we did money sign $30,525. I don't know who else would love this return, but I totally would. This is incredible. So that is a huge increase. We brought the overall monthly revenue to over $60,000, with the majority of it actually coming from the last weekend in the month. So that's incredible, honestly. That's incredible. Just quick overview if you guys want it. Starting point, no pre-drop. Focus on targeting. Use Instagram promotion. Ad campaigns, cold conversion, interest stack, lookalike, retargeting. Retargeting always would be bread and butter. Lookalike this time performed the best. Day one, 9,000 in sales. ABO versus CBO. Switching, some of the campaigns. Day two, $14,832. Lookalike performed the best. The visitors from the promotion are getting retargeted, and we did incredible. Day three, 6,228. I lowered the budget a little bit. No point in overspending. Making sure our returns are good. Overall, incredible drop. Incredible drop. So, hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you're a brand and you're interested in some promotion as well, it's at josh.hills0 on Instagram. Actually, all platforms, josh.hills0. So thank you guys. If you're watching this long, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.